Thank you, Madam Deputy Speaker. I have no doubt this bill is based on socialist dogma. It will reduce choice, it will reduce competition, it will take away parents' freedom to educate at home, ultimately, and I'm against it. And I'll vote against it, and the government will vote for it, and that's how politics in this country works. But how on earth can we look up at the screens and see children's well-being and debate and vote on that when out there in the country our constituents are talking? Well, we used to call it grooming gangs. I think we've moved on now to mass and gang rapes. I've tried a campaign since 2012 for more truth, more honesty about what has really gone on. Although the Labour MP for Keighley, Anne Cryer, was doing this as far back as 2002. But at every attempt to try and have a proper national debate on the scale of this problem, it has been shut down. Now, we thought initially that in half a dozen northern towns there was a serious problem. Mass sexual assaults and rapes of children and young women. But recent research from journalist Charlie Peters at GB News now says he's certain this has taken place in at least 50 different towns in our country, at least 50, and that it's still going on today. I will give way.
Thank you. I really sincerely thank the member for giving way. I appreciate the need to look at these issues in the round. But does he accept that there are measures in this bill that will protect children based on what we already know? That it will help children, stop them being abused and make it harder for groomers to get access to them across this country? And that's what we all want to do, isn't it? I hope he agrees with me.
I don't. No, I don't. And whatever measures are in this bill to protect children, and we all want to see children protected for goodness sake, no, it will not. And here's the thing. Here's the thing. The Prime Minister is doing his best to tell us there's been an inquiry. The J inquiry. Well, there has, and it's 459 pages long. Grooming gangs are not mentioned once. Rotherham is literally mentioned once in passing. And the scope of that inquiry was like a shotgun. It was to cover a whole range of areas in which children were being abused. What we need and what we're calling for is a rifle shot inquiry. One that looks specifically at to what extent were gangs of Pakistani men raping young white girls. Because ultimately, it seems to me there's a deep racist element behind what happened. Now, I might be right, I might be wrong, but doesn't the country deserve a full, open national inquiry? And I'll say this, if the government won't do this, and I do believe there is now overwhelming support on all sides of the political spectrum for this, and Parliament should not be in denial about this. If it doesn't, then we will raise the money at Reform UK and appoint independent arbiters, because we need the truth to be out there. Now I will vote with the amendment that's been put forward by the Leader of the Opposition, although I do note that as Women and Equalities Minister from 2022 to 2024, she didn't meet a single victim of these rapes and never raised the issue once. Insincere though it may be, I will vote for it, we will vote for it, but I beg those on the other side of the House to think, don't you believe that your constituents need to know the truth about this great evil that has happened in our country?
Hear, hear.